These are again from Active Domestics. When you're wiping things in the kitchen, so you've already wiped the cupboard doors and all the cupboards, the fridge and the benches, you also need to wipe all the benches, and you need to actually remove things as you go. So lift things up. We're going to wipe all that later properly, so let's put it all over there for now. You don't want to spend your time moving things around because the client does not want to have to come home and have to put everything away because you've moved everything. Just lift things up, wipe in behind them, always doing the splashbacks, get all those crumbs onto the floor, wipe the tops of things. With the fruit bowls, just move them over out of the way for a bit. I know this goes up here, so I'm putting it away. If there's big bits of rubbish, put them directly in the bin. You don't want to accidentally clog up the vacuum cleaner with anything that's too big. So be discerning with what you throw on the floor. A bit more spray. Right into the corners. Get those splashbacks. This is a bit sticky here, so I'm just using a little bit more product. This product is nice actually, it's just got a nice fresh smell, eucalyptus smell. Just want to wipe things like this. Like I said, everything that's stainless steel should be shiny and clean. I've already wiped that before, but I'll show you again. These things get dirty from the cooking process. Actually, that's quite dirty, so I'm just going to put a little bit more product on that. Now, the reason why these sprays come out as foams is because they don't, it's so that the cleaner, so that you're not breathing in lots of these sprays. So the foams are actually really good to buy, like because of that reason. You want to cut down on how much chemicals you're inhaling, and you want to do things in a mindful manner so that you're protecting yourself, because if you get sick, you can't work. I don't want to rub that too hard because I don't want to get any of the paint off, but at the same time I want to know that it's clean. And putting things back where they were. You get to know your clients after a period of time, you know just how they like things, but just be mindful that you put things back. Now in a situation like this, with the breadboard, I just changed the water here not so long ago, so I'm just going to use it to give this breadboard a really decent wash. And I just had hot water and detergent. Both sides, and then I'm just going to leave it in there to dry. These are just the things that the breadboard sits on top of, I should say. So I'm just going to take that aside so I can do this bench properly. Let's wipe off all those big crumbs first. am going to come back and do the sinks just towards the end, but I'll still be using the kitchen, so I'm not going to do those yet. Make sure you wash underneath the rack. Get right round the areas of the sink and you wipe them properly. Really get in really close. If the spray and wipe isn't bringing it up very well, you may need to use the Jif or the cream cleanser. Sometimes in kitchens where there's a lot of mould around the sink, you'll actually have to use some mould away. So in this instance, if there was a lot of mould around here, I would just spray it, leave it for a few moments, or 5 minutes or so, and then rinse it away with a rinsed out cloth. Always read the back of the instructions because they're all a little bit different, and know what you're working with. For example, if you are using mould away with the shower power, there's actually a warning on the back of the shower power bottle that says not to be used with these sorts of products, that it can cause a chemical reaction. I'm going to find that later, but you've got to read your backs of your products and know what you're dealing with. That warning is not on these, but it is with the shower power and the mould away. You can use them together, just make sure you rinse them well in between using the different products. So that's all nice and shiny and clean. And I even give this a little bit of a wipe. Obviously it all depends on how much time you have to spend in someone's kitchen as to how long you're going to wipe things for. It's a bit of a job where you can spend an hour and a half sometimes, but obviously you don't always have an hour and a half to spend in someone's kitchen, but you do what you can in the time. We often we'll do a lot of the other jobs first and then come back to the kitchen and then just keep going, particularly if you've got some extra time. But the basic things like around the sink, around the stove top, the fridge and the cupboard doors and the microwave, they're all basic things that need to be done every single time, even if it's just a 2-hour job. Or unless, of course, the client has specifically said they don't want you to touch the kitchen. Okay?